line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's...
Introducing RS30 Ultra. The first sim racing wheel and pedals designed by a professional championship racer. Officially licensed by Microsoft, RS30 brings next-level realism to your racing sims. Sense the road, know your vehicle, and get faster lap times as you tear through the track. Dual helical gear motors give you more torque than traditional gear drive motors, with the same smoothness and quietness of a belt drive motor. Experience a stunning 6 Nm of torque, the most torque per dollar than any other wheel, and fast, accurate feedback with 0 dead zones. Feel every nuance and know exactly when you're understeering, oversteering, or losing traction. Spring-loaded pedals give you responsive throttle modulation and brake progression for absolute control and precision, just like the real thing. 2 additional paddles can be used as clutch and e-brake, or as pedal-free throttle and brakes. A rotation switch lets you easily toggle between simulation racing and arcade-style racing. Even the diameter of the wheel is calibrated to exact race car specifications. And an easy share button lets you save and share your best laps with a simple push. From the metal build to the suede wheel and steel pedals, every detail is dialed to give the entire system a high-end feel. Get better, go faster, win more, and enjoy every second of it. With RS30 Ultra, you'll race like a pro and feel like one too. RS30 Ultra by GTR Simulator. Go fast.
When you need the best designs in your fleet of vehicles, there's only one brand name that many trust in. One that makes every car pop out from the rest of the field, and that is Lightning Wraps. Be sure to check us out on Facebook at Lightning Wraps. Get yourself a vehicle unlike the rest. Lightning Wraps, the most affordable designs made at your leisure.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker, the future is feeling.
Tonight's broadcast has been brought to you in part by the good friends over for Palomelo Xfinity Series this season and the sponsors that bring to it. Thank you again so much for your support and all that you brought to the table to help us out this season. Without you guys, we would not be able to do this without you. So the fans, the friends, the family, and sponsors alike of our drivers and the crews, we thank you so much. Now, enjoy the show. Let the racing commence. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to PTM Racing TV live here at West Allis and Wisconsin. Here we are live here at the Milwaukee Mile. We're about to get down to business here in the Midwest here as we're about to see a track we haven't been to quite some time. Test even the best of drivers on this very tough to master track, presented in part by the ButtKicker for the ButtKicker Milwaukee 100. This is the Pedal to the Metal Racing League Xfinity Series, week number 7. Hi everyone, I am the Crusader Christian Driver, joining you guys here tonight on the showcase of the drivers in the track. We welcome you here as we get ready for today's action here, presented in part by Gearhead Coffee for the grading order tonight. Thad Failer will start on the pole. He'll be in the number 42. It is outside. It's the 5. Chantel, the Toronto Bottle. Run number 2 is the Rattlesnake Rubbercon. The 21 is outside, being John Kutens in that 41. Run number 3, it's going to be, that will be Mr. Tyler X in the 52 is outside. Dennis Warrens in the 90. Run number 4, it's Matthew Hoffer in the 84 is outside. That'll be the 3. That's Jason Henry. Runner number 5, Spencer T will be in the number 18, with his outside being Jon Garrett in the 66. Runner number 6, that's going to be Mike Rideout in the 76, is outside. Well, that will be Mr. William Mann Sr. himself in the 57. Papa Beast in the house, row number 7. Final stars, William Mann Jr. in 29, and Dustin Stoneacre pilots up the number 50. 14 drivers make the call. 14 drivers have made the track. It's time to get down to business as always here on PTM Racing TV. The action's about to kick off. The action's about to get hot down on this track. You guys best not tune out now. Come on, share it around. Get this one on or by. Let's get some racing eyes on this one as we send them off a turn number 4. This time on by. Pace truck comes off this time around our corner. We'll bring him straight to the green flag. Start him up. The Grid Finder, Tower of Doom starts it up. The Milwaukee Mile 100 presented by the ButtKicker is now off, and we're already sending it 3 wide with trouble already. And John Gutsenson, unfortunately, in the number 41 gets sent out of torque and out of place and out of sight and out of mind out of the gate here. Little problem coming out of that turn there, looked like he had a little bit of a help there on that situation. Take a look at it from the PTM instant replay here. This one was a bit of a wild one. This is presented in part tonight by Ooz Motorsports. Well, from that angle, it looked like really Thad Failer had some troubles going into that turn. Colin went into the turn there and actually kind of brought that one on him there. It looks like going in. We'll take another look at it from our angle. He is already going to take an EOL for this one, it looks like. So the officials have called it, but let's take a look at it again. You can see Dad right out of the gate. He took that turn in extremely tight, but he had to. Chantel got an extremely good run out there. And the 21 just clipping the 41 just barely. And that's where everything kind of went out of place and out of control. Oh my. There are an instant repair up for grabs here. These drivers can use them up and get them squared up down there, so they'll be able to at least get that down on the track. But that's a tough break there for Gutens here. Unfortunately, the Goose is not known for getting put into a bad spot like that or having a bad break like that happen. But this is one of those situations even I don't think the best drivers can get out of that mess. Yeah, it's kind of sad to see. Unfortunately, out of the gate, we had some problems out of the start here for these drivers. Hopefully, that does not keep continuing on throughout this race and G event. Drivers will get squared back away here and get things taken care of. It's somewhat under control, Lee. We'll talk with the drivers a little later on in this race here. Not going to want to bother them too much right now, if at all. I don't think anything. They just want to kind of let them race into the talking for them, which I don't blame them at all. All right, let's take a look at our starting lineup here tonight, though, on our track info here, the Track Tech Talk. Now tonight, weather presented in part by, of course, our good friends over at Southern Country Co. So here's how the Milwaukee Mile works. It's pretty much your average New Hampshire Motor Speedway style track, but there's a little catch to that. It's a little bit more flatter in bank, and it's a very tough little surface to actually crack down, because actually this asphalt concrete surface, yes, I said asphalt concrete, similar to what you would see in Martinsville, has a little bit of a dark truth to it, which is that bottom lane is the fastest line, but trying to hold this car on that set and trying to hold it on that turn, easier said than done. Watch for the tires to burn up really quick. Watch for the drivers to have to corner off much tighter and slow down on the get-go to help save trouble. But also, when we get later in the run, well, let's just say trying to find a place to pass around here is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. There's not a lot of places to do it at. Bringing it right off of turn number 4 this time on by here. We're going to give them another chance, give them another shot here. Shot in the arm, shot on the track here. Green flag back on out. And the ButtKicker 100 resumes on. The 5 Chantel Bottle already getting a good jump out of the gate, but there are 3 white saluting this whole shot out of the spot. Everyone trying to hold the line down, trying to stay out of trouble. The pedal is straight down in the middle now for these drivers here as they are trying to look for openings, look for shots when they can get it. You see Khan already, despite his little troubles he had, gonna have to go back to the outhouse. He's now moving his way back towards the White House. So we have to go 3 wide salute for a brief moment here. Jon Garrett backs off into the corner. Oh, a little tap there though by Jason Henry at 3 and a Man Beast. And Papa Beast there, and looks like actually that was a Man Beast, I think. Kind of hard to tell, but both drivers come out clean and unscathed there. Surprise, surprise there, my friends. That's pretty crazy to say the least. I don't know how the heck they're able to keep these things under the march, under the charge here, but man, they have figured this one out on the gate. Piling him down now. You can see the Rattlesnake already trying to build up more momentum, build a position. Stad Failer and Chantel Pottle in a little bit of a heated battle here for the top spot. The oppositions, the Flying Dutchman versus the Throttle. And this really, to me, is kind of her style of racing. She likes to drive it a little slower, likes to build up speed as she goes along. This is her style. That Failer, though, the Flying Dutchman is pretty much kind of a technical driver. He's a technical-based man who can really get this thing fielded in position. Especially with that stage caution on lap 35, that will stack everyone back up in place, and that can make things a lot trickier to handle with. We go on board here with Tyler Rex in that 52 as he tries to get a little bit of a runoff here on Matthew Hopper in the 84. And you can just see how difficult it is to get a run on this track here. It's extremely tough to master, but once you get a run, then you get some momentum. Then comes the trickier part. How do you know how to pass? When you try to pass, you only got 2 options here. A, you send it straight in and pretty much have to push the guy or gal up to the top side of you and take the bottom from him. Or B, you have to get him on the straights. How do you get him on the straights? You need a good exit and then a charge on the sides or the right side or left side of the corner panels. And then try to somehow cross them over into the next turn. I actually was racing a few of these drivers here a while back here on this track. Not with the Xfinity series, but with the Truck series. And I'll tell you one thing. Trying to pass with those things was hard enough, but just trying to find a way not to wreck or get into trouble, that was easier said than done. You can see right here, just looking at how soft and gentle that throttle is. It's so smooth coming off. Ooh, that's not smooth though for Thad Failer. He could not close the gap on the 5. Now comes the throttle Chantel Bottle. Yeah, open the door up for her. She'll come and get you, and that's exactly what that did. The Dutchman's in trouble. I think it's sink or swim time for his ship. Oh, but she overdrives it really hard into turn number 3. Overpowered it, trying to get around Failer. The Dutchman takes it over. And just like that, things just changed on a complete 180 and on a dime. The ButtKicker 100 already giving results, and quite frankly, making for some crazy outlook in racing. Every single one of these drivers right now trying to stay focused, trying to stay on target and on key line. John Q10's right now trying to get back into the field and back into the run. Remember, he qualified 4th out of this bunch today, but ended up getting tagged there by Robert Kahn in the 21. Kahn has since moved up into the 5th place spot, while the 18 is Spencer Teal tries to hold down that 41 machine. Extremely difficult to get really good at this track, and extremely difficult for those that can actually figure out how to run this track. Dennis Warrenton in the 90, good to see he's finally back out here trying to put up some run, to pull up some momentum. Warren's been known to really put that DeeDub button box's number 90 to good shark and good fighting position. Well, this one's not exactly the opposite here. Right now, he's currently 3 spots down. Started back in the 6th slot. Currently running in the 9th area at the moment with the old Mike Rideout and Spencer Teal battling pretty hard behind him. Things pretty controlled, at least under calm and cool and collective here, but looks like Rideout and Teal, well, they're going to send it on down. Little fight and a half here. Chantel Bottle 3 gains the lead here from Thad Failure, but the battle right now is also between Teal and Rideout. Rideout, look at him, try to hold it down, couldn't get it to go. Teal found an opening. He said, all right, don't mind if I do. He snuck his way in like a thief in the night and just stole position. Wayman Jr. now in a little bit of a scrap. He's trying to take down old Jason Henry there. And Jason Henry, you know, here's a guy that really we can consider a major underdog in this series and in this whole track field, but he is a driver and a half. He can wheel this thing into a victory lane position. We've seen him do it before. He's pretty darn good at it, I'll say. Back up to the throttle here right now for the race lead. Remember lap 35 will be the stage break, but these two right now not having any qualms about what they want to do. That Failure dives it in deep at the 5, and the 5 lets it go. She knows she can get him back. I talked to her earlier today, and then I talked to That Failure about this track, and her opinion was, if you can stay slow and you can rich out those exits, you can actually get a lot more momentum just being slow and consistent than you can being fast and hardcore on the throttle. That Failure, his objective was very simple. Don't let go of the bottom. Stick it like glue. Just do not let it go, whatever you do. That was his main objective. It's what he said. It was his extreme focus and his very big scare that he had going into this race was how many times were drivers going to go to that bottom and try to bumper nudge you out of the way. Well, so far anyway, nothing seems to be too inconcise and nothing seems to be too all over the place for that. Filing them back on around the track here into the spotlight here yet again. We'll go back to the outhouse here, and looks like Spencer Teal has now made some moves here. He's made some headways. You know, driver usually his style. He's honestly kind of one of those guys that does kind of slow up and kind of likes to drive it a little bit more conservative here. He's doing just that and then some here on that 29. William Mann Jr. trying to hold him off though. William can be a tough cat to take down. He can be a tough driver to really break into. If you let him by, he may just not give it to you for a while. If you get him too close, he may give you a bumper. That's why they've nicknamed him the Man Beast. Jason Henry into the wall protection, scraping up some paint and shredding some off the wall there, off the barricade. Jason Henry now moving right down the bottom here. He'll take over position from the Man Beast. Papa Beast earlier on, getting himself kind of caught up in a bit of a bad position, a bad spot. Having a little bit of fun down there though with Dustin Sonaker. Good to see him and old Sparky just having a little bit of a time out there, just having a little fun. Sparky has got a race win to his name here. Actually got it back in the Truck Series. Back, I believe it was 3 seasons ago. It was really season 2 that they actually, season 3, excuse me, that he was able to pull it off. And it was down at Michigan, of all places. He told me that was kind of his biggest showcase, his biggest runoff here he ever felt. And he was so glad he got that monkey off his back when he did, because he said at least now that he's got one up on me. So I guess I had that one coming in all honesty. But race fans, when we come back here, there's still plenty of action to go here right now. The battle for the race lead commences while the drivers in the back continue to fight on. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, for the ButtKicker 100 at the Milwaukee Mile is presented in part by GTR Racing Simulator. Welcome to the future, GTR Racing Simulator. It's not that we broke the mold, we just never used one. By DeeDub Button Boxes, quality button box made your way. DeeDub Button Box, always got you covered. By the ButtKicker Company, best of performance for real tracks of the virtual world. The ButtKicker, feel what you've been missing. By Gearhead Coffee. Whether you're wrenching on your vehicle at home, garage, or servicing customers at your automotive repair facility or dealership, Gearhead Coffee provides a unique premium quality coffee that keeps your motor running. And by Ooz Motorsports. Don't think we're cheating because you think you're fast. Drivers right now currently in a hot pursuit here still. Thad Failer still holding down the throttle by about 4/10 of a second here, but that could easily change in a matter of a heartbeat here if you're not too careful. In the back of the pack here, Spencer Teal literally moving 3 spots up. He's got around Tyler Rex right now in that 52, but Jason Henry looking to get something going here if he can as well. The Rickenbacker door company here of 52s, Tyler Rex staying ahead of the charge, staying ahead of position and keeping his momentum solid as can be. But you can see Henry is still trying to get something on him and trying to get some momentum down on it. You know, it has been a while since we visited the Milwaukee Mile up though here, folks, actually here in Wisconsin. It's good to be back kind of in the Wisconsin state. Of course, my favorite football team plays here, so you can probably guess what that one is. But nevertheless here, it's last time we were here, really, we were watching, I believe it was the Truck Series for the Fast and Fun GMG Truck Series. They went out of here on this track, and we remember quite a bit of some slips and slides, some bumps, some banks, and some really all-out racing. But the last thing I remember really was that big fight out for the last couple of races there, and that big position or two that each driver kind of came up with in the final legs of that race. And it pretty much cost one of them, unfortunately, I believe, in turn 3. Just overdrove it and actually took each other to the wall and ended up costing them the win. They would go to that number 4 as he brought it to victory lane out of it all. Brent Loke saying, good evening, sir. How's your day so far? Brent, pretty good, sir. Just getting this last one in for the night, and we're calling it a day. Been up since like 1:40 a.m., 45 a.m. this morning. That was just so I can make sure I got that broadcast in that we unfortunately were kind of left out on the high and drive due to the tornadoes that ran through my state. So I'm glad we were able to get that in, and I'm proud to say that that Rallycross race is on YouTube right now. So if you guys missed it, check it out after this race. It's only 35 minutes long. I think you're going to enjoy it. It's a bump and banging affair, and it's a lot of fun to watch. So Thad and Chantel, really two completely different styles of racing, but yet still keeping such a distance and such a lead here. And the thing is, right now, Chantel Pato going into today, still winless. Thad Failer, well, he's got one win to his name, but I guarantee you he would love nothing more than to add another one to that resume. They need any help they can get, because right now that 21, you see how Robert Kahn, despite this little mishap he did earlier, he's just been absolutely lights out in this championship hunt and in this points race hunt. No one has been able to touch the rattlesnake in his Freightliner PTM Racing TV 21. Brent saying, oh my, everything okay? I heard it did a lot of damaging. Yeah, I'm not going to say that part on television. I hate saying it, Brent, but yes, there was a county, unfortunately, that happened at, and my hearts and my thoughts and my prayers go out to the families out there. Thankfully, nobody I knew or am aware of, anyway. I'm not going to say much else than that, so. Field playing them one on down here. Everyone going one-on-one with each other, looking for every kind of position, any kind of moment they can get. We took the onboard camera here with Matthew Hofford, that E4, and I'll tell you what, that Toyota Supra, Hofford, him and Kahn, they've been pretty much the fighting spree of this crew here. Now Hofford, he's been close before. He's had chances to win, and it seems like this season he either finds himself on the receiving end of getting taken out, or he finds the receiving end of just bad luck. Kind of sounds like Ronnie Blaney right now in the NASCAR world. But he's still, you know, for one thing or another, he'll still come out here. He'll keep kicking and keep fighting back. So respect to him and credit to him, no matter what you think or how you feel about it. So it's awesome to see, though, that these drivers just do not quit and they have no give up in them. They want to race. They want to fight with the best of the best. They want to make sure that they can do everything they can out here. I will say also, if the stream does get a little buzzy or a little flurry, yeah, I still have a little bit of an internet problem on my end right now. I currently lost my main provider, so I currently am working with the second provider. So if it does twitch in and out a little bit, I apologize. I'm trying not to let that happen. We set everything to a different standard to kind of get that set there, but hopefully it all comes out okay and we'll be okay tonight. Take a look at it coming out okay tonight. Looks like John Kutentz right now could definitely use a little bit of help and a little bit of love after his little mishap there with the 21 Akan here in turn number 1. He's been pretty much just moving the chains back on by, and it looks like he's really setting that long run up to get an understanding of it and getting a better grip and a feel for that car and what he's going to have to deal with later on. And that's exactly what he needs to do, because again, we're seeing what the two heavy hitters are doing up front right now, what they're having up against everybody. And then there's well, just Robert Kahn, who just can't seem to, for some reason, stop driving this thing into the ground and literally taking everyone which way to Sunday. And it's really just not been just a points race, but it's just been his racing style in general. He's been just bad fast. There's not much you can do about it. 5, Chantal Powell right now trying to get one last chance at taking over the top spot going into that caution here. She knows stage caution's coming up. That failure is opening the door up though for her. You can see her actually just starting to wheel that thing. She's getting aggressive. That Dustin Sornaker laps traffic right in front of him. This could be problematic here. Sparky will go up top side. He's going to try and stay out of the way, but this is where things get really tricky. You go to the bottom or you just stay where you're at. He's going to stay where he's at. That's going to use the draft. So is the 5. Sparky will go up top. He's going to stay out of the way. Good sportsmanship on his end as they go to a caution. The stage break has commenced. Good start and a good battle here. Only one caution so far, but every single one of these drivers, man, definitely they are fighting to their strengths. They're fighting with everything they got to make the best out of their situations and out of their circumstances here. This could be an interesting dilemma here, folks, and when we come back, some of these drivers have been fighting hard, but who's going to be one that fights the hardest? We're going full race on from here on out. Only 60 laps remain when we come back. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, also brought to you in part by our good friends over at Ford Entertainment Group, PC.net. Matching your want with your wallet. They always work with the best PC at the right price. By Man's Maintenance. You want it done right, you call a man. By Berrytown Cleaners. When you got yourself a mess, Berrytown Cleaners can help fix that up. By Lightning Rafts. Most affordable designs made at your leisure. Lightning Rafts looks to bring out the best designs in your livery. By Jon Garrett Twitch channel. The channel for a good chat and an enjoyable time all around with Jon Garrett. By Southern Country Co. The trusted company to get your designs in your day-to-day life. And by Grid Finder, the best way to find a new league. Filter search by race day, your geographical region, gaming platform, racing sim, car class. You need a broadcaster, live designer. You search Grid Finder, the home of online racing.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker. The future is feeling.
For a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey. I started trying to look for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at FEG-PC.net.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to PTM Racing TV. Right now, live, still currently down at the Milwaukee Mile here in West Allis. Wisconsin right now. Drivers getting prepared for their next battle ahead. Stage break has commenced and completed. Now the time has come for these drivers to just file this one on by and get some more hard racing in between. Chantel Pottle, Thad Failer, the Flying Dutchman, and the Throttle Pottle have been absolutely tearing it up in the first stage. Will it continue on? And now that a lone Rattlesnake has intercepted the party. You see the drivers coming down from pit road. The pace truck is in from pit road. And it's time to bring the green flag back down. Hammer down, boys and girls. Just over 62 laps remaining here out of the gate. We'll bring him right down from the back straightaway here. The Throttle Chantel Bottle got a little company on her hands because the 21 of Robert Kahn already looking to take some positions over. That failure though, oh, big opening by the 42. You don't make mistakes like that there, my friend. He opened the door up. Here comes the 5. And the 21 now, Kahn also trying to swerve his way in there. Dad's got to get down there. He's got to get back to the bottom before it's too late. He's got to get close, or he knows that run will be lost to time and space. He burns that tire up too much. He's going to have a lot more trouble than he realizes. Kahn now, seizing in that moment. Oh, Thad, man, he's just driving that thing on the outside. Oh, my. He's not going to let off down there. Oh, and he gets a huge hit on the 21 of Kahn coming off turn number 4. Huge hit on Kahn in the 21 there, and unfortunately turn 4, but he manages to recover okay and nicely saved. John Kutens, the Goose, is now coming back up. He's one of the beasts of everybody up there. He's a fighting goose. He's not just any fighting goose. He is John Goose Kutens. Now that I say that out loud, it sounds like something from a Bleach show. It sounds like something from the anime show Bleach, doesn't it? I don't know. Maybe I'm just losing it. Mike Rada on the 76 here, getting right up ahead of the 52, Tyler Rex. Papa Beast, William Mann now moving up the fight into the fray. Gets into a little bit with Jason Henry. And Henry right now is not holding out too okay. Might need to get things figured out a little bit quicker here because he's lost a lot of momentum, lost a lot of ground just from that alone. Pack starting to pile up again here. Kutens dealing with the William Mann Jr. in that 29 and the 18 of Spencer Teal, as well as they start to get things cluttered in more. Brent, no need to apologize. Tyler Oryx, it's all right, my friend, but it's good to have you on the comments section here. We certainly do miss you, sir. Hopefully we'll see you next time out here, bud. The 5 with a huge lead, but the problem is, again, the fuel line with only a 50% fuel limit. There's not going to be enough fuel in there to finish this race out. She knows this, so she's going to have to plan and attack her strategy on timing off the pit roads and extremely well here if she wants to conquer and survive. Jon Garrett in the 66 here, he's already with a race win this season. Not looking too shabby to say the least here out of the gate. Looks like he might be making another run for it here. Time to take a look at our lap time here. It looks like on lap 43 there was a bit of a gain here for that 21 of Robert Kahn. I guarantee you lap 44 though there's a bigger gain coming up. Kind of ganging up on her yet again. Kahn's known to do this here. See what the time shows. Lap 44, huge gain, 0.4 of a second. The throttle maybe backing down a little bit just to conserve her tires. Maybe watch out for the run here. Kind of a style that you've seen from like Kyle Busch earlier on when he was racing down there at Las Vegas. He kind of waited for the right moments to strike and deal with Truex. But unfortunately for him, obviously that caution didn't go his way. You can just see how gingerly, too, these guys are getting off the run, getting off that exit, man. They're having to really watch every single end of that turn, every single corner. You can't just flat track it here and go drifting around this place. You have to still somehow kind of get a little bit of a reach in there. And you still have to make sure that that car is straight as can be when you line it off on the ends. It's not like New Hampshire where you had a little bit of an open bankment there in the outside or a little bit in the middle with these cars. You only had so much to work with. You only had so much to go off of. Here in Milwaukee Mile, that's completely out of the window. You are literally restricted to that bottom lane or literally right dead set on it. If you want to hold the line, you want to hold the fastest pace and the speeds here, And that's what's making these cars so darn difficult to hold on to and hold on the strength of them. The Giro Tech number 41 Chevrolet Camaro right now. Only Camaros and Toyota Camrys. No love for my Fords tonight, I guess. Gonna keep trying to hold their battle, trying to hold their fight, trying to hold their line in. Every single one of these drivers right now just completely nullifying this track and making this look pretty stupidly easy. I'll tell you right now, this is not easy at all. I actually got on the track here just this last night before I had to go and do all the other stuff before our little tornado decided to show up. And I got on the track actually just to practice a little bit more. I found that when you get about 20 laps in, that car is lost literally almost full 2 seconds worth of time as well as control and momentum if you're not too careful. You can't run it hard. You've got to be soft and gentle out of the gate. The tires will grip pretty quickly, but that doesn't mean you want to drive it harder. You want to actually still stay under control. You got to tell yourself the car will not last if I try to overpower the track. That's exactly right now what Dennis Warrens is keeping a close eye on here. You can see it's starting to tighten up a bit. It's starting to get a little bit tight, a little harder on the shocks to kind of grip onto the surface. When those shocks start tightening in more and more, that's when the run actually gets a little bit harder to master, but it gets a little faster too at the same time. So there's the start, which is where the tires come in. That's where the car feels nice and loose. The car is freed in all control. And then you get into that second half, which is then where the car tightens up pretty bad because tires are gone and the suspension is kicking to tighten up a bit. But then after about, let's say about 10 laps or so from that, that's when it finally loosens back up actually, and the suspension wise, and whatever area of tires left, you can then use to your advantage here. As Mike right out here, oh boy, ouch! What the heck has happened to right out here? He is trapped in between literally a rock and a hard place here. He has smashed it right in to the sand barrier here down on turn number 4. What the heck has happened here? Let's take a look at the PTM Instant Replay. And just as I said earlier, remember what I said about how difficult it is to kind of keep yourself under control and keep yourself out of trouble and out of mind, out of sight? Well, that certainly is one of those moments there. This right here was just an all-out mistake, unfortunately, with throttle rhythm and control. Here's one to look at it. Listen carefully. You hear when that throttle got loose, he was pretty much donezo and then got trapped. And unfortunately, he's not getting out of that one anytime soon. They're going to have to go tow him out of there. So that means drivers will have a chance to go ahead into pit road and get cleansed up a little bit. We'll talk with some of our drivers here in just a minute, see how they're feeling right now at the moment. Pit road is now open to go and centered off. Let's see who makes it out of there first. And out of pit road, the 5 spins tires a little bit. Gonna try to get a run on her there, but that's not enough. The 5 will take full advantage, full strength. Taylor, Gutens, Hoffert are going to be our top 5 exiting out of pit road. When let's go ahead and take it down now here and chat with the drivers. We're going to start it here with William Mann Jr. now in the number 29. William Mann, good to hear from you again, sir. And right now, things certainly couldn't go any better for you and your crew, but they got a little wild out of the start here, sir. What went down there?
Couldn't tell you, man. It started loose, and a couple people touched in front of us and split the pack up before that, stage break. So wasn't really able to see what I could do around everybody. Right now, I'm just trying to keep this daggone thing under me, not tear up the right front. Me and Milwaukee have a love-hate relationship. As in, it loves to make me angry, and I really hate it here. So I'm just trying to keep 4 wheels on the track going the right direction, and hopefully have a good points tonight.
I mean, it makes you feel better at the end of the day. At least we can go share some cheese and some love for that when we get done with this place.
You know what? I'm gonna be lactose intolerant because this place is that upsetting. Really, I'm just gonna go visit the beer factories and just move on from there.
Copy that. Thank you for time, here, man beast.
Appreciate it.
You can hear in that voice, he's not too thrilled with this place, and I guess I can understand why, but I don't know. I don't think it's that hard. I don't think it's too that bad to race here. And then again, I'm used to dirt tracks, so I'm used to having to take it easier on the bottom surfaces, but that's certainly a different story here. We're going to stay under caution here right now. The yellow flag's still staying out for the space truck. Looks like they'll double file him up yet again here. Mike Rideout is out of pit road. He does have to serve an EOL, though, for causing the caution. But he will get a lap back, so that'll put him in the back of the pack at least. I guarantee him more than anything, though, now this is going to make him a lot more focused and strenuous to stay on that chart, stay on that run here. Race fans tuning on in now, thank you for tuning on by. If you haven't already, like and follow us up here on Facebook, enter our YouTube, subscribe there so you guys never miss the show. Tonight's action is the ButtKicker 100 at the Milwaukee Mile, and it is absolutely, without a doubt, a shadow in my mind, one of the toughest tracks we've seen raced out here in quite some time. I'd say it's way harder than New Hampshire, and I'd say it's harder than some of the other tracks I've had to personally deal with. The Buster Paul saying, come on, Chantel, stay with it, rooting for you, give it all you got. Kevin Baker saying 5 for the win. You have picked your choices, you picked your drivers. Now it's time to see what happens from here. They're going to go another lap around. They want to get right out back in line. They want to get him back in the track. And the one thing it's going to really do for these drivers too, I think it's going to help them actually conserve that tire a little bit more and conserve that fuel. And they definitely need that because, again, this track is not going to be friendly with them on that end. They've got to stay focused, remove the Haas positive troubles, and stay out of the line of sight when the target's aimed right at them. Staying focused on the goal at hand is going to be their main objective, their main priority. 14 drivers made the call tonight. 14 still out on the track. We are missing a few, as you heard, Kevin Baker, as well as our good friend there, Tyler Orrick, not able to make the show tonight. But we'll certainly see them soon enough. I hope to see them back here in the future. File them down off turn number 4 this time on by. Pace truck off the grid, off the line. The ButtKicker 100 continues on. Oh boy, these guys and gals do not seem to hesitate when it comes to punching the loud pedal, don't they? You could say they put the pedal straight down into that metal. Coming right off here through the corners. That Failer already trying to make some moves, trying to make some headways here. Looking to get the run off, looking to get some serious action here, looking to run down the field. I think it is time we actually put that pedal to the metal. What do you say, fans? Turn it up a little bit. Let's put it down. Oh, you can just feel the power. You can feel all the momentum that these drivers bring to the table. It is absolutely awe-inspiring to see just the amount of texture, detailing, and everything iRacing has brought to the tracks, brought to the surfaces. It's just crazy to me, man. How good and how really, to me, I'm gonna say it out loud, realistic this this whole feels to me. It does feel like I'm actually on that track, and I can say that for sure because when I was at Knoxville with those truck races, I did feel like I was actually in iRacing still in some regards. It felt very realistic. It didn't. The only thing it felt different was the fact that the weather was obviously a little bit, muggier and a little changier, and also I was in the stands and I wasn't looking on from cameras like this. But hey, man, I can say one thing is for sure: iRacing, they do an incredible job with this stuff, and I gotta give full props to them and their shout out to their guys, their camera makers, the production crew that helped us get this set up tonight as well here on the Milwaukee Mile. This is absolutely incredible to watch, incredible to see here. Just all out good time and good showcase here from the drivers, good showcase from these guys and gals, just trying to put on a last minute dash, last minute fight here, looking for positions, looking for a run off so that they can get. It just makes it all the more worth it. Garrett trying to find a run on William Mann Jr. You see William Mann Jr. actually getting a bit of that yellow line here. Don't worry about going below the yellow line. There was no rule on that one, but I will say though, if you can find a way to grip that yellow line in turn 1 and 2, and then you get a little bit closer off turn 3 and 4, that's really to me the best way to kind of preserve the tires and preserve your fuel cells so you don't have to worry about them burning up on you so quickly. May seem kind of crazy, but it actually does kind of work out pretty well, in all honesty. Spencer Steele kind of having to make its way trip from the south up more towards the Midwest section of this world. But he's not looking too bad at all here. Speaking of Georgia, I'm still wondering when they're going to release the Atlanta update. Obviously that we've seen, it's going to be turned into a plate track, which honest to God, I'm still not really a fan of, but yeah, that's just their choice. That was our call. And by the way, it's coming from a guy that says that doesn't really even like running Atlanta Motor Speedway right now as it is, to be honest with you. I'm sorry, but I was one of those few. But I don't think turning into a plate track was going to make it any better, to be honest with you. Well, I'll tell you one thing that does make it better, though, at least right now for that 42, that Failer trying to put the Flying Dutchman machine right at that 5 with Chantel Bottle. Chantel, really for the first time this season, showing she's got capabilities and she's got pretty a skill to hold the lines down, to hold the rhythm in. She is reading this entire pack on by and leading the whole field down for a runoff here. Spencer Teal now getting a little bit of a charge back at Jon Garrett. Two good friends riding out here right now between these two. If this is that kind of passing opportunities I was telling you guys about earlier, you need to either drive it in deep and get a run on them to force them up top like you see there, the 18 clean pass on 6-6 of Jon Garrett, or you're going to have to just kind of open the door up a little bit and actually get their inside fenders, or you have to get the outside fenders, kind of get them to really rock the boat a little bit and either overdrive the turn or go full-on haymaker at it. Either way, there's not a lot of areas to really make mistakes at, and there's not a lot of areas to be given mistakes to. Nearly 30 laps left to go, and quite frankly, it's just been an absolute heated debate, heated battle right down onto the center here. Every single one of these drivers has had some kind of run-in either with this track or with another driver in this race alone. So this has definitely been more of a kind of a fight to survive, no pun intended, or drive to survive, I guess you could say, for no pun intended to Netflix. That failure right now looks like he might be saving the tires up just for this last big run. Let's take a look at our lap time zone here, and this is the gain he's been getting. You can see right there that big green goes green, orange, green. That's because Bottle's got him on a few times, but he's got her a few times, and those times that he did, he got right back up to her. A lot of it has to do with that draft push that he's getting from that 5. Trying to stay in the clean air and keep away from the dirty air that is suctioning through that car. 21 of Robert Kahn right now trying to hold up though and hold his end of the bargain. You can see him muscling this car around as he's usually want to do. But he does have a slight bit of damage on that right front fender there. I don't know necessarily if that's hurting him realistically long term or if that's just it's cosmetic damage, but I guarantee you that with these mile-long tracks, he does kind of affect the aerodynamics of the car just a slight bit because he can't get the push as much as he may want to here. But I think right now, more than anything, he's just watching these two go out of here and waiting for an opening to strike with it. Chantel desperately needs to win this race, or she needs to get a good second place finish if she wants to have any chance here in the points race. The points race is just extremely close to be had, and good Lord Almighty, this was certainly some right there. That failure nearly clipping him. Nearly clipped that 5. He survives. The 5 now, right now, in a hot screech, hot flash moment or two here. Failure trying to get a run on her. Dennis Warrens now moving the chains back on in, looking to fight it out with William Mann Jr. The Man Beast will refuse to quit. He refuses to die. He does not give in to anything or anyone. As a matter of fact, I think right now I think they'll have a hard time getting him away from the bar the way he sounded earlier. He has been lights out throughout this race, throughout this moment. Looking to pull the moment, looking to pull the runs back. Wait a minute, Kahn goes into pit road here. He's going to take the tires and fuel. This is an interesting strategy by the Rattlesnake. How will it pay off? It's hard to say. This is a bold move. Whether it's wise or not, who knows? He's going to find out in a minute. The 5 and the 42, what will they do? They're going to stay out. Looks like they don't want to quit yet. 26 laps remain. Kahn now getting out of pit road, so it looks like it takes a whole lap to go in and out of the pits. And look out back behind the field here. Dennis Warren's now moving the chains around. William Mann Jr., he moves into the top 5. Metzer Thiel getting right into that 7th slot, looking to maybe take 6 home. Matthew Hoffer deep down outside wide. He's going to bring it right back around. There's 2 ways to run this track. Diamond it in 3 and 4 or hold the bottom on that yellow. And in 1 and 2, really there's only one way to hold it. Just get as close as you can to that yellow line and stay in that tarmac area you see right there. That's your only options really. You don't get very many other options to work with. Take a look at the best times right now of the field and the drivers, and this might shock you guys a little bit here, but Robert Kahn is getting a 31.21 on his fastest. The closest ones to him was actually, okay, I might have to re-correct myself here. That failure is actually the fastest, 31.15. Chantel Pottle was 3rd then with a 31.26, so I got to rephrase my statement there. Again, done very early in the run, though. There's no way they can get that run that late in the run. Believe me, I've already tried it. Yeah, if they can figure out a way to do it, then frankly, you should go visit the pros and run these things. Because honestly, I don't know how the heck you did a pro. You're not in the pro series if you're running that kind of laps here with the burnt tires. They are on a fixed setup too. Before anybody asks, these guys or gals working. They strictly set fixed setup that was made to help kind of combust and vulturize with the car. In my opinion, it's probably one of the best feeling setups I've ever had at the Milwaukee Mile, if I'm being honest with you. They got to let me try it out and all that, and I'm like, this is great, I love it. Worked out quite well and feel pretty good to say the least. As that failure will go into pit road now, 22 laps remain. Chantel, if she goes into pit road, I guarantee you probably about 20 to go if she doesn't do it this lap. She's getting very, very on edge, I bet you. But just thinking about things she shouldn't. She's probably getting a little too over the top. She's got to stay focused, keep her cool head, keep it nice and relaxed. And remember her the P's and Q's because she knows the drivers behind her will definitely get her if they're not careful, and she's going to finally head into pit road. Will the rest of the field do so? Hoffer's not. He's going to stay out. Spencer Teal's going to go in, or excuse me, going to stay out. Dennis Warren's the one that goes in. And now fuel consumptions are going to be put into prosperity here. The 5 gets in on a good time here. Dennis Warren's going to need a good pit. He does get the good pit, gets it in just in time, nick of the run. Oh, Matthew Hoffer with the race lead for the first time today. And a surprising maneuver here from that 84, really showcasing what he's up to and what he's trying to bring to the table. Spencer Teal, Jason Henry doing much the same, while William Mann Jr. trying to do his usual, just last the longest and be the farthest. Hoffer looks like he might slow up. No, he drove that thing so hard. He drove it so smooth off there. I thought he was going to actually slow down, actually give this thing a little bit of a break. No, he did not at all. That failure about a second and a 6 ahead of the 5 Shinto Auto. Remember, William Mann Jr. has now gone into pit road too. Hoffer, Teal, Henry, Garrett, Rex need to go in eventually here. They've been trying to really just make these things last as long as they can, but I think they forget and seem to not be reminded these things can only go so far. Those tires and that fuel is just, it's not there. It just will not last that long. Hoffer, incriminatingly, man, he is really going to make this thing last. I mean, if he's going to go as far as 15 laps to go, I would take only the amount of fuel you need. Don't worry about green, white checkers. And only take 2 tires. I only take those right sets because that's really all you need. The setup is where it needs to be. Taking a right set will honestly keep the car under control, keep it under play, and we saw what literally that can do when you're take a risk here with that kind of position, that kind of momentum. It worked for Bowman and Larson, which was actually ended up being a great race there and a great conclusion to Vegas. I only watched part of it, but man, was it fun to watch. Field stretched down out. Robert Kahn right now trying to hope for the best here to maybe give everyone else into pit road. He's caught up to Tyler Rex here in the 52. Looks like Rex might have actually already been in pit road and decided to just kind of run this one into the ground. Last ditch opportunities, last chance moments awaiting these drivers and awaiting the field here. 57 of the Papa Beast camp right now, currently in the last place, but not down and out. He really fought hard in that White Castle 57 early in the race, but unfortunately kind of found himself into a bunch of other troubles, and I don't know what the heck is with that picture of him. That's not Papa Beast, I can tell you that much. I almost kind of wish I didn't pull that up, to be honest with you. Oh man, he's a class act, but he is pretty funny sometimes. Matthew Hoffert finally admits defeat. The 18 of Spencer Teal, Jason Henry all out now. William Mann, Papa Beast, I should say, is still in there. It's still kicking around. Henry and Teal, man, they're going a very, very crucial distance here. This is a very scary idea, but if in practice it works, it will work. That failure makes his way around Robert Kahn, the 21. Chantal Bottle trying to do much the same. Kahn is a bystander right now in the arms and in the crutches of anyone that's moving. And that 5 right now, you can see the 10 she's gained on him. That is a lot of seconds. That's a lot of time here with only about 12 laps to go. That could be the do or die make or break moment here for that number 5. But that failure has just been completely nullifying and regarding the speed throughout this one, staying consistent and conservatively. Can he make it last just a little bit longer? Spencer Teal and Jason Henry, I guarantee you right now, sweating a little bit inside those gloves and really trying to keep those seatbelts tightened up as close to the chest and as hard as possible, just to make sure that they even have a heart still in that thing. So they probably feel that thing beating out of their chest like it is pounding like the drums of a metal concert. Papa Beast now gonna force Spencer Teal a little bit, going up top. Papa Beast gonna go down low. He's trying to fight out right out there, but he's going to get out in the front of Teal. Teal gets out of the way for him, leaves him alone. Mike Rideout will go out of pit road, and Jason Henry now looking for the race lead. Jason Henry, almost getting a little bit of that 18, but you see him hold the line beautifully done. Good, strong exit, but he's got William Mann right in front of him still. Gonna dive it in hard. Gonna drive it really deep. Can he hold it? He brakes it harder though. He in time literally smashed the brakes because he was hitting the loud pedal. Had to set the car off. 10 laps remain to the finish. Which one is this gonna be? This is all-out warfare and all-out madness to say the least here, folks. Oh, Henry yet again puts the nose right into the rear grill tire, left rear tire there, Teal, but Teal managing to keep him away. Going down low yet again. He's going to try that move again, trying to force Teal. He forced him. He got him again. He got him again. This time it'll work, and Jason Henry takes the lead. And Teal has to admit defeat. The pit road is not enough. He's going to have to go to the pits. Does Henry have enough now? I almost can bet you right now, if he's got enough, he is saving and conserving that fuel as much as humanly possible. That failure, the Flying Dutchman and the Throttle Chantel bottle, if they see Henry go in, you know they will be charging those things as hard as they can just to try to stay ahead of one another. Henry is dead locked, dead set on finishing this race, but does he have enough? He's going to stay out another lap at least. That failure and Chantel Bottle right now, your second and third place drivers trying to catch each other yet again. Mike Rideout right now a lap down. He's on the last place spot here. Let's see if he gets out of the way for the 5 and gives her some breathing room. I think the 5 hours her used some drafting there off turn 2. There she did. Gets a good run off on the back straightaway. Rideout backs off. Good sportsmanship. Henry. He's going to stay another lap. He's going to keep going. Oh, this is the Jason Henry show now, I suppose. 7 to go. We saw what happened in Kentucky last season. Fuel run became a huge factor. Came the biggest momentum booster. Dover, fuel there, cost some drivers in the truck series, but made for an all-out wild, chaotic show. And then Chicagoland, those that could stay in pit, those that could stay out of pit road the longest were going to be the most successful. Jason Henry, though, he's admitted defeat. He's in the pit road. It's over for him. Now it's the battle between Thad Failer and Chantel Bottle. 6 laps to go right now. The time differential is increasing more as we go. But that time, though, Failer had the advantage. It wasn't by much. That's 5 thousandths of a second. But lap 94, that could be big here. Bottle's got to get that trap lined up. She's got to get the car lined up on that number 41 here. The 42, I should say. Lee Potter Serpala rooting her on. Let's take a look at this time gap here. Time. Will we see orange or are we going to see green? We're going to see green. There's a 10th. That's another 10th, but that's going to not be enough still. Failer's got just a little bit more on her. That's 6/10 she's got to overcome here in literally 5 laps here. That's extremely difficult to do. She may be trying to bolster the momentum a little harder. Looked like Failer slowed down a bit going in from the middle. The apex of the turn was not his best, but neither was that for Chantel. The exit, I saw that rear end sliding a little bit. Rear end slid out a little bit too much. That might have cost her. It doesn't seem to have affected her too bad. She's still 6/10 back. Now lap traffic gets in the way here. The 52 Tyler Rex is going to be a thorn here. He's going to have to get out of the way. Chantel's going to have to find a way around. Failer goes a little high. Rex is in the sight. Pato gets around him. That might have been the killing blow, though, for that Failer. 3 remain. That lap car might have sealed the fate. But will it be enough? Dad needs to hold on again because now he's going to run into some more company. He's going to run into Papa Beast. William Mann in front of him. Oh, he's going to slow him down big time here. Here comes the 5. Here comes the 5. Piloting around. We've got 2 laps remaining, and they're going to go dead straight to the finish. Oh, and Papa Beast gets slammed by the 5 going into turn number 1. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. 2 to go, and Papa Beast gets taken for a ride. The 5 has got damage on the front of her nose, and how much did that affect her run to try to take down that Failer? Who knows, but good Lord, you gotta be kidding me with this one. Papa Beast, I don't know if he just did not get out of the way in time or what happened there. We're going to the replay. We're going to take a look at this one. The officials are saying to me right now they will not call that until they get done with this race. They are saying that right now. They want this race to conclude under green. They'll deal with this later. Watch this. Papa Beast slowed right up, entering into the turn. You can see the rear end actually getting destroyed in. There really wasn't much he thought he could do, but I don't really know if he was. That may have been the right area to break down at. Watch the brake here. Let's watch how quickly he gets on the brake. That's hard to tell there. It looked like maybe the 5 honestly may have had a little bit more momentum going after that, and then didn't realize where he would see William Mann at. But controversy here on the show. You can see right there, she was aiming for the turn. She was aiming for the turn. To me, it looked like William Mann just slowed up. Wow. Unbelievable. Well, looking at that replay again, it looked like that 57 just completely backed off the throttle there and try to stay out of the way, but instead it was not the right area to back off from. And now the 5 has got some serious damage to that front end. How bad it will affect her to get around that failure, who knows? But this could be a wild one. This one's going to close down. We're going to finish this race under green no matter what. There are 3 green-white checkers at their disposal. And that failure, I guarantee you right now, is probably just thinking to himself, what did I do to deserve this? This could get very, very interesting. And by the way, Khan and Gutenz, they're back out here now. And Gutenz, by the way, later pit strategy than some of the other drivers. Khan went in earlier. Those that had a later pit stop now might just have the shot to take this one home. Hofford, Warrens, Teal, William Mann Jr., Henry, Garrett, they've all got a shot. But they're going to have to try to find a way around Failer and Bottle. These two are going to rock this one to its core. You can see Failer toying with that 5. He wants to make sure she knows he's not going to back down from the fight. Corner him off. Turn number 4. Wait for the green. The green high in the air. Switch to yellow to green we go. 2 remain here on PTM Racing TV. 5 drives it in deep. Way too deep. It's straight. Send it on the outside. 3 wide salute. She overdid the corner. She knew she had to, though, to try to stay with Failer. Khan makes her pay for it. Now Guten's trying to make a move off right there. Oh, right off of turn number 3, though. Huge hit from Dennis Warrens. Yellow is out. Yellow is out. And just like that, things take a nosedive, and not in a good way. Oh my goodness. Well, they'll have 2 more remaining, but what the heck happened here? Looked like Jon Garrett entered in the turn a little too hot at the 90. 90 looked like he was trying to break out of the way, and William Mann Sr. there yet again gets a clip of that. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. That is wild. Watch the 66. It was just a slight tap, but it was enough to get him loose. Dennis Warrens had nowhere to go. And you can just see that rear end kicked right out from underneath each other there, unfortunately. Look at this 3 wide salute. Look at Garrett, though, just built the speed. But he did not realize Warrens was not quite slowed down enough yet. Or Warrens here, I should say, Garrett. And Garrett would end up tapping him around. Warrens is in pit road. He's got an instant repair left over, so he can use it. Well, these drivers are going to waste absolutely no time getting this one put into the books. Pace car's lights are turned off. Pace truck is turned the lights off. They want to get this one in. Thad Failer and Connor are going to have to go back at it here. Chantel Pottle in the 5s, despite her damage, despite her troubles, is going to try it one last time. Is there anything left in that 5? Does Connor have anything left here? Thad Failer thought he had this one locked up, but that little tap smack there in turn number 1. William Mann Sr. slowing down too much, getting the 5 damage, and then this time it was the 5 overdriving turn number 1 that cost her positions. And then the next thing you know, everything happens with Warrens and Garrett on that one in turn number 3. What will remain? Who will remain? Con, huge run off, trying to push the momentum straight in there. He's going to get a good run off Thaler, though, right in the push there. Con trying to hold on. This is an absolute war zone here. That Thaler drives that thing in deep, right hard through the corner. They back down a little bit right at turn number 3 and 4. They'll fire it hard off yet again. Con with the run. He takes the lead yet again. And 3 wide salute entering at turn number 1. There's pandemonium. Every single driver for themselves here, trying to get one last run, trying to get one last leg up. Con is left all alone. He's not going to get disturbed this time. Coming down the wire, coming down to the end. Every single one of these drivers, they piled up again. Big smack there right at turn number 3 and 4 for the 5. Her race is over. And for Robert Kahn, he'll take it home to victory lane. He secures the ButtKicker 100 at Milwaukee Mile. Unbelievable. Well, it is official. The Milwaukee Mile and the ButtKicker 100 belongs to Robert Kahn. Pure, unalterated dominance. Again, you can pretty much all but seal this championship up. Completely nullifying and taking this one straight to the bank yet again. He just cannot seem to be stopped. Failer, can't believe what has happened. He had this one locked up in his mind, but then the cautions did what they usually do on green-white checkers, and they bunched everyone back up together, and they made for a wild, collaborative finish that you know was going to happen eventually. Your race results popping up on your screen now. Kahn wins it. Guten's second. What a surprise here from Guten's pulling this one to the end. That failure goes third. Garrett goes fourth. Fifth to Hofford. Sixth to Henry. Seventh to William Mann Jr. Eighth to Dustin Stoneacre. Ninth to Spencer Teal. 10th to Chantel Pottle. That rounds out the top 10. When we come back here, race fans, we're going to talk to the top 3 drivers, and we're going to see their thoughts and feelings on all this. We'll be right back.
Introducing RS30 Ultra. The first sim racing wheel and pedals designed by a professional championship racer. Officially licensed by Microsoft, RS30 brings next-level realism to your racing sims. Sense the road, know your vehicle, and get faster lap times as you tear through the track. Dual helical gear motors give you more torque than traditional gear drive motors, with the same smoothness and quietness of a belt drive motor. Experience a stunning 6 Newton meters of torque, the most torque per dollar than any other wheel, and fast, accurate feedback with 0 dead zones. Feel every nuance and know exactly when you're understeering, oversteering, or losing traction. Spring-loaded pedals give you responsive throttle modulation and brake progression for absolute control and precision, just like the real thing. 2 additional paddles can be used as clutch and e-brake, or as pedal-free throttle and brakes. A rotation switch lets you easily toggle between simulation racing and arcade-style racing. Even the diameter of the wheel is calibrated to exact race car specifications. And an easy share button lets you save and share your best laps with a simple push. From the metal build to the suede wheel and steel pedals, every detail is dialed to give the entire system a high-end feel. Get better, go faster, win more, and enjoy every second of it. With RS30 Ultra, you'll race like a pro and feel like one too. RS30 Ultra by GTR Simulator. Go fast.
Welcome back, race fans, here on PTM Racing TV, concluding the ButtKicker 100 at the Milwaukee Mile now, and what an absolutely wild, engaging race this one was from start to finish. But race fans, our top 3 now join us in here, and the Flying Dutchman, Thad Failer, comes away solid 3rd place finish here tonight. Thad, congratulations on that 3rd place finisher, sir. And talk to me about this one, sir, because this one was from the get-go a wild, frenetic race that I thought honestly wasn't quite going to show itself, but you managed to put up a great fight there with the throttle Chantel Pottle, and then the restarts kind of came in, and it just changed the landscape up completely for you, didn't it?
Oh, it did. Yeah. Chantel ran this really well, I thought, and that first run. I just couldn't get away from her, and I think we were pretty even on tire wear. And then on that second restart after the competition caution, Robert and I got into it a little bit there, and I had some damage, so I just was trying to keep pace and not fall too far back. And then there towards the end, it came down to pit strategy and who was going to pull the trigger first. And I was able to come out with the lead and thought I had that thing in the bag. I mean, man, I thought I had it. And then we had that late caution, and then it just first restart went okay. The second one didn't, and I just kind of overdrove 3 and 4, and Robert took advantage of it. And congratulations to him for number 6. And I don't know what I need to do if to win one of these again, but I'll take the 3rd, and we'll move on to next week.
Yeah, you had a lot of stuff going on down on the track, obviously. I know this was, like you said, it wasn't quite what you were hoping for. It wasn't what it ended up being. But, hey, man, at the end of the day, still, though, you have yourself quite the showcase, quite the runoff here coming down to the wire. I mean, for you and your crew, I mean, what is it going to mean to go to the next race here and possibly be able to put up a fight on these guys and take it home?
Oh, every week I can, if I can put up a fight, that's good. I mean, I don't expect more than just to get the very best out of myself and the crew. And, so if I can put up a fight and come home clean and put up a good race and feel good about it at the end of the day, then I'm happy about that. So, and that was this race. Like I said, I thought I had that one, but it didn't work out, and Con got that win. So congrats to him. He ran a solid race too. So nothing to be ashamed of there. So.
Anybody want to thank you for this 3rd place finish?
Yeah, I like my teammates for the practice sessions and just pounding through some strategy there, and just those guys and you guys for putting on the broadcast, PTM and the admins for the league, and my wife for letting me run this sport.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Flying Dutchman has pulled off another stale stop here today. It just came up a little short to find the treasure, but nevertheless, Failure, thank you for your time here, sir.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
You too. Ladies and gentlemen, Tad Failure, your 3rd place finisher here today. Coming away 2nd, though. Really, a guy we weren't even expecting to be anywhere near that top end, maybe on the first lap or so. That's Jon Garrett here in the 41. John, congratulations there, sir. I mean, you, out of all people, had to scratch and crawl every little detail to get this one back on that first lap. What was going through your mind after that one?
Lots of speed. Go fast, and save the tires. It seemed like when we got on them long runs there, I was able to gain some ground, and that late caution flew, and I mean, I was fine with 4th place, but it ended up working out in my benefit rather, and I was able to take away a 2nd place.
You certainly were indeed, and you definitely had a lot of battles going on from the start to the get-go, but that last lap, you had to find a way around some traffic, had to find your way around some crazy situations here, and I don't know how the heck you were able to kind of maturely just kind of sneak your way through that field and make sure you didn't get into too much craziness there. How were you able to hold that down?
Yeah, that's a very good question that I don't quite have the answer to. I know I might have, on that last lap, I might have pinched down Chantel a little bit. But for the most part, it was get a run on somebody and try and dive in and hope they weren't going to come down on you, and hopefully it stuck,
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, Q10's obviously a solid 2nd place finish here today, and a big go around here for you and your crew. I'm going to ask you this, sir. Who do you want to thank you for that?
I'll thank the girlfriend upstairs for watching the kids while I get to come down here and play. Pro Cup Race Experience, Oot Renovations, Red Spoilers, Fort Worth Screen Printing, Goose Graphics, Girotech, my car sponsor, Deep Racing, Woodard Automotive, iRacing League Calculator, and 1776 Motorsports.
For sure there. All right. Well, nevertheless, Q10s, thank you so much for your time here, sir. Congratulations on this 2nd place finish. Well deserved, sir.
Thank you very much, man.
The Goose, ladies and gentlemen, pulls off a miraculous comeback, flies his way in to the pack and into the field. Now to join me here is your race winner, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the ButtKicker 100 at Milwaukee Mile. It's Robert Kahn now, and Kahn, congratulations on this race win yet again, sir. Just pure dominance continuing to strain on this season.
Yeah, that was a good race, man. I definitely didn't have the fastest car there. I just got with Thad. He was coming in pretty aggressive, and I hit the brakes last minute, and he overshot the turn. But that's the only reason I won. If it would have went 3 or 4 more laps, I would have went to the back. There's a lot of faster cars than me.
Certainly was indeed. I know you had a lot on your plate, a lot on your mind there. I know you definitely were kind of trying to keep a close corner and contact zone at the minimum, but for you and your team, obviously, it seemed like more than anything, once you kind of got back from being in the outhouse and just getting it right up to the White House, it seemed like everything just kind of cleared up and came perfectly together, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. I pitted early because I didn't have a shot against Pottles or Thad. They were both way faster than me, so I tried to pull some strategy, and it backfired on me. Green, I think I finished 4th or 5th, so just lucky to come out with a win on this one.
Certainly indeed. Well, nevertheless, though, as you come away here, the victor and the winner here in the ButtKicker 100 at the Milwaukee Mile, I must ask you this, sir. Who do you want to thank here tonight?
Thanks all the sponsors, GTR, Gearhead Coffee. I appreciate you, and I appreciate all the hard work everyone puts into this great league. We look forward to next race.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Con, congratulations on another victory here, sir, and we'll see you next time out here, bud.
All right, thanks, man.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rattlesnake, Robert Kahn, pulls off another win and another W here on PTM Racing TV. Race fans, this one could not have been brought to you in part without the help, of course, GTR Racing Simulator, DeeDub button boxes, the ButtKicker Company, Gearhead Coffee, Ooz Motorsports, Ford Entertainment Group, PC.net, Man's Maintenance, Barrytown Cleaners, Lightning Wraps, Jon T. Garrett Twitch channel, Southern Country Co., and Grid Finder. So from all of us here at PTM Racing TV, a big thank you to you guys. Big thank you to all the fans that tuned on in. From the bottom of our hearts, we love you guys to death. Thank you for everything, and thank you so much for coming on board. Until the green flag is flying high next time here on PTM Racing TV, there's only one thing we can say to you guys. Stay safe out there, because we don't know what comes next in our lives, and we don't know what comes next out there. So be safe, be good to yourselves, and be good to others. I'm going to see you guys come tomorrow night. We've got Pushing Limits Racing League on the roster. For now, so long, everyone, from the Milwaukee Mile.